My first solo apartment was on the third floor of a mid-sized building in the city. It had 6 units per floor, 1 elevator, and a stairwell at the end of each hallway. I moved in on a Sunday in March, and by the evening, I had met most of my neighbors through the natural coming and going of moving day. Everyone seemed pleasant enough. Normal building, normal people. The man across the hall introduced himself the following morning. He knocked on my door while I was unpacking and handed me a small plant in a terracotta pot. He said his name was Paul and that he had lived in the building for 3 years, and that if I needed anything at all, I should feel free to knock. He must have been in his mid-40s or mid-50s, and he was soft-spoken, with the kind of careful politeness that reads as considerate rather than intrusive. I thanked him for the plant, and we talked in the doorway for a few minutes. He asked what I did for work. I told him I worked in marketing, and I kept odd hours depending on projects. He nodded and said he worked from home, so he was around most of the time and not to worry about noise. That was the extent of our first conversation. I didn't think anything of it. The first thing I noticed, maybe 3 weeks later, was that he always seemed to be in the hallway when I was leaving or coming home. Not every single time, but often enough that I started registering it. I would open my door to leave for work, and he would be stepping out of his apartment at the same moment. I would come home at 11 at night after working late, and he would be coming back from what he said was an evening walk. A few times when I came home from the gym on the weekend mornings, he was already in the hallway, seemingly waiting for the elevator, even though it was typically faster to take the stairs from the 3rd floor. I told myself it was a coincidence. Buildings are like that. You fall into rhythms with neighbors without meaning to. Then he started referencing things, small things at first. He mentioned once that he had noticed I was working late a lot that week and asked if the project I was on was stressful. I hadn't told him anything beyond the fact that I worked in marketing,